Welcome back. This is the Bears All Access Halftime Show. I'm Chuck Scott. This is Will Weir, and we are recapping the first half. And we also have Michaela Johnson will join us, and we'll preview the second half of this game. But first, a recap of the first half. What did you see in the first half?
Well, what I saw was a lot of offensive fouls.
This
Personally, I have never seen that many in most likely a game, never mind the first half of one. And as hectic as this game has been, right now 47-39, the Corsairs lead heading into halftime. Huge three-point shot at the buzzer. But the game has been hectic. It's been up and down. It's been up-tempo, just like we thought.
Yep.
But all these offensive fouls kind of throwing the rhythm of the game off. As soon as you get something going, there's been a whistle it's been going on both sides as well, which is why when towards the end of the half, Roland Millian got called for a blocking foul, and you can see Coach Faroba visibly upset in the sideline because he's saying there's been offensive fouls all game. How are you going to call that a blocking foul?
Yeah.
And I tend to agree with him, but for the Bears, Nick Mata having a huge half, and the Corsairs kind of sharing the wealth around.
Yeah, the Corsairs showing the wealth around, but one big thing that Newbie Rateau touched on before the game was turnovers, and we see UMass Dartmouth's pressure defense getting the job done today.
Definitely they are, and they are all very quick. Like we said, neither team very tall, but everyone on the UMass Dartmouth Corsairs is very quick and very attentive, and they're all ball hawks. They're all ready to get to that ball.
Yep, and if there's any shining light from a 47-39 halftime deficit for Bridgewater is they are getting defensive rebounds. They are getting second chance looks on the offensive boards. Nick Mata getting a good amount of the boards. And Cesar Oliveira having a good amount of boards. I think he was up to 8 at halftime with defensive rebounds, also some offensive rebounds. So rebounding a big key for Bridgewater in the second half, but they really need to cut down those turnovers. Looking very sloppy in the first half, which is, I think you can agree with me, pattern with
it. Is definitely a pattern with this team. What this team needs to do is on offense, they need to slow it down. For one, Judah Jackson has been almost not even there.
No,
have not seen much out of him, and Roland Millian started off the game very nicely, very strong. I believe around about 8-10 points. But they need to get him more emphasis in this game right now. Maybe get him in the post, get him to that freely, give him a chance to pump fake, go up into somebody's body, get a foul call, maybe an and one, get some momentum going. He is the leader of this team. He's the one that can get this crowd back into this game.
Right. We mentioned 28 for 31 going into this game at free throws over 90%. But he has missed a few free throws, and the Bears actually as a team have not shot the ball well in this first half from the free throw line. I think you can agree with that. So, as a recap, sloppy play from really Bridgewater and great pressure defense from UMass Dartmouth. But we will take a quick break, and after the break, we will have Michaela Johnson joining us to preview the women's basketball season after this break.
Stay tuned.
But what do you think are the keys for this season going into it?
Well, I think a lot of our heart is definitely going to come through this season. We are a young team, as many people know. We lost a lot of key players last year, and I know that that's mentioned a lot. But you know what? It is great to push ahead and to look ahead. The team that we've got this year is amazing. You know, what we lack in physical size, we make up for it in heart, in speed. You know, we're busting our butts that much more every day at practice. So.
And in the game against SUNY Cobleskill, we saw Corey Cuddy explode for 32 points. Do you think that she really is the key for the Bridgewater teams because we heard Joe Faroba say as Roland Millian goes, the Bears go. Do you think that holds true for maybe for the Lady Bears?
Hey there, and welcome to the Bears Weekly Recap. I'm Chuck Scott. The Bears football team held the Plymouth State Panthers to just 134 yards of total offense and a defensive slugfest, resulting in a 10-7 win for the Bears. The defense, led by D-tackle Paul Melicharik with 7 tackles, and Eddie Jewell had 2 picks, while McCarthy went 8 for 16 for 60 yards and the lone TD, while Fuller grinded out 114 yards on 35 carries. The Bears are on the road next week in Framingham before opening at home the 30th against Westfield State under the lights.
Half boards. And now Van Sickla brings it up ice, throws it in from deep on Doherty. Doherty playing it quickly, trying to go to Kiddo, does hit him. Kiddo has Sam Gray with him. Kiddo takes a shot off a mule stick, and that'll stay in the zone for the face-off. But Williams showing that this game matters and showing a little ingenuity from Sean Doherty getting his offense started.
Yeah, good focus there from Doherty. A clear sign that he's got his head in the game. Parker, I think, has been a little bit loose with his rebounds so far. Williams throwing some shots on the outside that he hasn't quite handled well enough, and that's got to be the game plan for Williams, is just get everything towards the goal.
I think Williams going to get a lot of help from their fans in this one. The hecklers already starting in on Sam Parker, so we'll see how Sam Parker handles hecklers. I mean, even if he can hear him on the ice, doesn't necessarily know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Anderson loses in the corner, gets it back, trying to drive his way out with muscle. It's still loose. Parker hasn't have it covered, and that will be cleared all the way down in on Sean Doherty. No, it goes wide, and they will call the icing. So good veteran move by Sean Doherty to hold that post and make sure that that goes all the way down and ensure that you still get the icing call.
Good play by Anderson there behind the net on Sam Parker, using his strength to get to the front of the goal, and Williams had a number of whacks at it, but too many bodies there for them to do anything with it.
Anderson in against Zeke in the faceoff dot. Anderson with a good win. Young picks it up. Throwing it out in front. Anderson was there. His stick was tied up. But if it wasn't a distinct kicking motion, still would have counted. So a good opportunity for the East. But Doherty's got to play it near his net and cover it, so he'll take an end zone faceoff now.
A good pushback after Colby starts the game with the early goal. Williams has looked good with their forecheck and getting pucks towards the net. But I think a really good pace to this game so far. Each team is really skating well and moving the puck quickly.
A little bit of a contrast earlier this afternoon where it took Trinity and the Williams College women's team a little bit to get going, but opened up in the third period for 4 total goals. Stickle's not going to beat this one out, and that line will have to stay out there for an icing call and another end zone faceoff for Sean Doherty. Almost 7 minutes played here in the first period on the campus of Williams College. You're watching on the Northeast Sports Network's coverage of first-round NESCAC men's hockey action as the Mules have a 1-0 lead on the East, looking to pull off the upset and move on to the next round. Dayton can't get there. Shot gets blocked. That was Albert on the shot. Still doesn't get through, even with Riley in hot pursuit of that puck right in front of the net. Dayton gets tied up in the corner. Johnson is going to come out with it. But a good job there by Albert tying up William East player and keeps that face-off inside the zone.
And Colby got a dangerous shot off there, a wrister from the high slot. It hit a few bodies, and Doherty was able to knock it aside with his blocker, but he appeared to be screened. Colby certainly able to get those quality chances so far today.
And a good face-off win by Colby, kicked aside by Doherty off the shot. Mules with it behind the net, trying to walk it out, go back to the point. Frankville puts it wide. Frankie Moore picks it up in the corner, gets it taken off his stick, though. Trying to go out in front. Doherty got a piece of it. No one there for the Mules. They did have Burton trying to break towards the middle. Pass came a little bit too soon. Now DeBar has speed along the outside. Bring it to the net, takes a shot, save made, but it's in off the rebound. Rebound bouncing around. And finally a rebound given up by Parker. Cost him, and it's tied at 1.